I miss summer. Remember what it was like to be warm? Do you remember being in crowds without a care in the world? Hey, I'm Jackie. I'm a professional character designer working at Netflix right now, and today I'm going to be drawing something to lift my spirits and remind me of summertime and friendship. I think that would be nice because I am currently isolated in my home for 8 months. Okay, let's go. So I didn't get the chance to record from the very beginning, putting these perspective lines down, but you didn't really miss much of it. I've had this idea for a while of girls on pool floaties, and I decided to finally do it, and I wanted to really play with perspective. Originally the idea was it'd be really flat and there's no perspective on it, but I wanted to practice getting head shapes right and bodies right. I even put a third point perspective because I thought that would help with building the skull shape for the 3/4 back top ones. But as you can see, I have one really weird one that I didn't end up finishing. I went for a different type of pose. Because you know what, if something's too hard and you keep working at it and you get mad, sometimes you just gotta move on. And that's what I did. So I didn't end up doing that one. And the one with reading a book right now, I changed her pose a little later too. It doesn't work for me. It was rough. So I ended up changing it. But the rest, I think I got it quite well. The top one is my favorite one with the girl laying on the bird floaty, but the one on the right, the girl sipping out of the cup, I feel like that one really didn't come out successfully. I was really not happy with that. I feel like it's really stiff, and I don't know, I just I didn't really, I could have kept working at it and made it better, but I was getting annoyed and I just kind of wanted to move on. So I didn't do that. And yeah. So I'm almost finished the sketch right now. I really wanted to focus on the character, keeping simple characters and shapes, but making it strong in perspective. And that's what I think. I think it turned out okay. And I'm working on the background, the base of the colors of the water. I tried to keep it nice and flat, but you really can't, it doesn't emphasize the perspective with the flat background like this. So, depending, if that's what you dig or not, it's kind of, it's kind of cool, kind of not cool, up to you. So I'm just filling in the silhouette. I wanted to keep it lineless. And for the background, I wanted to keep it still good when it's printed, because I'm using a lot of RBG colors. I'm using very bright colors that don't print. So I keep flickering between this setting and a CMYK setting, which is a printable color setting. So I keep doing that, and the brightest blue doesn't quite come across in CMYK, but it still looks really good. And when I'm doing the colors, I make sure to try to be sure that it'll still look good in CMYK. And I'm trying to figure out these colors. I really wanted, as you could rely on bright colors to differentiate contrast, but in the end, it's really all about the values in the brightness and the darkness of the colors. So I also have a layer where I toggle between black and white, the grayscale of it, and that's how I kind of decide, my colors, and then I do CMYK to decide the colors. So I was going through a lot of things, trying to challenge myself to not just do the colors that I feel like are cool, but colors that kind of work together in many types of ways. So here I'm taking this girl, and I'm, she's got red skin-ish, she's got yellow bikini-ish, and she's got blue pool thing. And then I realized, okay, well, I need to figure out the color of the pool toys before I figure out the colors of the characters, because I'm going to change the pool toy color, and then the characters aren't going to work against it. So in a bit, you see me do that, and I'm just giving her some cool sunglasses colors. So I really liked her being in blue, but I really wanted to give her a donut, and I was like, oh, donuts can't be blue. And then I realized, why can't they be blue? And I ended up kind of giving her a bluish color anyway. Because who cares about what's supposed to be what? Even though I wanted the Homer Simpson donut. But that's okay, next time I'll give her a Homer Simpson donut. So I'm trying to also try to get like limb differences without putting a line in between. So I'm trying to make the back leg like darker than the front leg so I don't have to rely on just like a line going in between to change it. I think that is cool. And I think it was kind of successful. And I'm also wanted to make sure that I have the body parts underneath the water to, you know, go to show through the water. And I figured that out a little later, but I thought that that'd be neat. And I wanted to show a little bit of their, I wanted the pool noodles to be a little see-through-ish, so then you could see what's underneath. And I'm really stumbling over my words, and I'm sorry about that. But I don't really know what else to say about it. And there's a lot going on in my head, and I'm very bad at vocalizing my thoughts, I think. So bear with me as, we try this and figure this out together. So I usually, I lasso the basic shape of whatever I'm shaping out, and then later I tighten it up with the brush tool. And here I'm just doing it. Just take a look. I'm doing it. What else do I have to say about this? Give her freckles. Love me some freckles. Yeah, I miss summer. Don't you miss summer? It's so cold and we're going through lockdown again in Vancouver. And we have like stay-at-home orders and a travel ban, but I don't know how real that travel ban's gonna be. So it's nice to remember what it's like to, just be in a pool with all your buds, with all your hot friends in bikinis. What else do I have to say about this? This one's my least favorite character here. I tried my best to make her feel better. Her hands are weird. But you know what? I really didn't care about her. I didn't want to focus on her. Even though, your weakest link is the one that breaks the chain. So maybe I should have spent more time on her. But I hope that people won't notice her. My favorite character is this one in the bottom here. I really like her braids. I was very surprised with myself on how it turned out. Later I do a little bit of highlighting. I put some lighting in there and I think it really makes her pop out very nice. Even though she's cut out and stuff in the bottom, she's cut off. I still think she's pretty cool and she looks pretty athletic and I love that. I really like this shape of this girl's butt and you can't see any of it in the final piece, which is very unfortunate. So maybe you should take a look at it now because I won't have it there later. I take the liquify tool and I just like zigzag through it to make the legs kind of look, refracted underwater. And then I'm, playing around with the pool toy shapes and colors. I'm making sure to add different colors from the spectrum onto the colors so when I draw a yellow thing, it's not just yellow. I'm going to put a little bit of green hues, a little bit of orange hues, kind of make everything feel really colorful. It's a new thing that I'm learning to be more sketchy and loose, even though this is quite tight and clean. I'm trying to keep a lot of cool texture in it. I don't know if that was successful. Please let me know. Adding some shading for the characters to look like they're actually grounded on this world. I tried to make a fruit kind of thing with that, like a grapefruit with the bottom character. But that pool noodle did not work out. And not everything has to be a food or a bird. So I just kind of did these extra side ones to just be patterns. And I think that's fine. It doesn't take away from the center characters. And that's cool. Now I hope I don't give you whiplash, but now I'm using white and I'm just like highlighting where I think some nice highlights would go, where I think it would accentuate the shapes. Oh yeah, right there, the braids. That was my favorite part. And I'm using the smudge tool to kind of pull and push the light colors and make it look faded. And then I'm just like kind of figuring out, how to make it look more like it's in water. I had a couple of fish, so maybe they're not in a pool. Maybe they're in the ocean, in the beautiful aquamarine ocean. I tried to add some palm tree leaves to break up the piece to add more interest. And I tried this one in the corner. I don't end up keeping it, but I'm going to show you, you gotta do everything and try everything. It didn't work. I feel like the colors weren't right, and I didn't miss it when I toggled it on and off, so I just kept it off, and I'm fine with that. playing with the last bit of color corrections. I didn't want to make it too vibrant because I still want to be able to print it. And it's basically the same in CMYK, so I'm really happy with that. It's really exciting. And I'm doing some RGB splits, some grain, some softness to it. And it's done. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to make a print of this. And consider supporting me on Patreon, where you could see behind the scenes and whips and step-by-steps and tutorials and everything else in the planet. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.